Welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're doing well by God's grace. If you enjoy thoughtful stories and honest conversations, please subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss future updates. Now, let's head to Flagstaff, Arizona. After years of family conflict, financial strain, and dreams that never quite came true, the long and messy chapter of Kody Pass has finally closed. The stars of TLC's Sister Wives have officially sold the land that was once supposed to become Kody Brown's ultimate family compound. The 14-acre property, split into 4 separate parcels, sold for a combined total of about $1.5 million in cash. The deals were finalized in mid-April 2025, quietly ending a storyline that had kept viewers glued for years. For many fans, Kody Pass wasn't just land. It was a symbol, a promise of unity, a fresh start, and, in the end, a reminder that big dreams don't survive small resentments. The story began back in 2018, when the Brown family packed up their Las Vegas lives and moved to Arizona. They wanted privacy. They wanted peace. And most of all, they wanted a place where all 4 wives and their children could live together again. Separately, but together. The land near the beautiful San Francisco peaks cost around $820,000. Paid for with money from all the adults in the family. The plan was simple on paper: 5 homes, 1 shared vision. But in real life, everything fell apart. Tension grew, the pandemic slowed everything down, and Kody's relationships with Christine, Janelle, and Meri continued to crumble. Christine left in 2021, Janelle followed in 2022, Meri walked away in early 2023. That left Robyn as Kody's only remaining wife, and Kody Pass as an expensive reminder of what used to be. Christine made a clean break. After selling her Flagstaff home, she signed over her share of Kody Pass to Kody and Robyn for just $10 in July 2022. Symbolic, yes, but also final. For Meri and Janelle, it wasn't so simple. Both women had invested heavily in the land, using money from the sale of their Las Vegas homes. And unlike Christine, they hadn't seen a single dollar back. Janelle admitted on the show that she never truly felt in control of her finances, explaining how shared family accounts left her vulnerable and frustrated. By late 2024, emotions were boiling over. Kody's early plan involved uneven property divisions. 1 parcel belonged only to him and Robyn. Others were split differently. Meri, tired of feeling pushed aside, even hinted at legal action. Robyn felt blindsided by Meri's firmness. And Kody, clearly irritated, complained in a confessional that the equal split felt like a knife in my pocketbook. Still, reality won. Kody finally admitted what everyone already knew. The family wasn't going to live there. Not together. Not ever. So, he agreed to sell everything and move on. Just before the sale, on March 27, 2025, ownership was restructured to ensure equal interests among Kody, Robyn, Meri, and Janelle. And on April 14, 2025, county records confirmed that all 4 parcels sold for full cash, likely to buyers more interested in mountain views than in the Browns' broken fairy tale. The dream was over. But the story wasn't, because now comes the part everyone really wanted to know. How was the money divided? And who walked away satisfied? And who didn't? Parcel 1 was Christine's original share, about 2 acres that now belonged fully to Kody and Robyn after her 2022 transfer. That parcel sold for $350,000, and every dollar went straight to Kody and Robyn. Parcel 2, measuring 2.42 acres, was owned equally by Meri and Janelle. It sold for $305,000, giving each woman roughly $152,500. For both of them, that check came with more relief than celebration. Parcel 3, a larger 48-acre section, was split with 50% going to Kody and Robyn and 25% each to Meri and Janelle. It sold for $400,000. Parcel 4, the largest at 5.16 acres, followed the same ownership pattern and sold for $490,000. Once everything was finalized and ownership had been restructured for fairness, the full $1.5 million was divided equally among 4 people: Kody, Robyn, Meri, and Janelle. Christine had already stepped away, so she was no longer included. Each of the remaining 4 walked away with about $375,000. Altogether, the group made a profit of roughly $680,000 on their original $820,000 investment. Not bad on paper, but as with most things in this family, the emotional cost didn't show up on any spreadsheet. One important detail made the sale possible. Back in June 2023, Kody, with help from Janelle, paid off a remaining $340,000 mortgage balance, clearing the title and removing any legal obstacles. Without that move, the sale might have dragged on even longer. For Meri and Janelle, the payout felt less like a celebration and more like long-delayed justice. Meri, who spent years as Kody's legal wife but often felt emotionally invisible, has used her share to strengthen her independent life. Her LuLaRoe business is back in motion, and she's been leaning fully into her solo chapter. Janelle, once considered the family's financial backbone, has spoken openly about using her share to secure her retirement and possibly start fresh in Montana. After years of carrying financial responsibility, she finally gets to carry only herself. Kody and Robyn, meanwhile, are using their portion to stabilize their lifestyle, supporting Kody's real estate side projects and maintaining what Robyn often calls the emotional center of what remains of the family. But the money was only part of the story. Emotionally, the sale cut deep. In a December 2024 episode, Janelle admitted she couldn't truly move on from Kody until the land was gone. To her, Coyote Pass wasn't just property. It was the last chain tying her to a marriage that no longer existed. Robyn, on the other hand, confessed she felt a deep sense of grief. She was the last one still holding on to the dream. Letting it go felt like admitting the family dream was officially dead. Even Kody, in a rare moment of honesty, admitted he briefly considered shortchanging Janelle during negotiations, but credited Robyn for stopping him and pushing him toward fairness. Not exactly a romantic confession, but in this family, that counts as growth. Fans watching the second half of Season 19, which returned on April 20th, 2025, will see all of this unfold again in the upcoming Tell-All specials, raw, tense, and uncomfortable. Today, the Browns are scattered. Christine is thriving in her monogamous marriage with David Woolley. Meri is traveling and rediscovering herself. Janelle is embracing simplicity and independence. And Kody and Robyn are settled in their $890,000 Utah home, holding what remains of the original dream. Coyote Pass now stands as a quiet reminder. Sometimes, the only way to move forward is to let go of the ground beneath your feet. The Sister Wives franchise, now in its 19th season, continues to pull in millions by showing the slow collapse of modern polygamy. While Season 20 hasn't been confirmed, producers hint the focus may shift toward the ex-wives' new beginnings. For now, those dusty Arizona acres remain a symbol of both division and profit. But the story doesn't stop there. Because during the Season 19 Tell-All Part 2, aired on November 23rd, 2025, Robyn Brown finally broke her silence. Through tears, she pointed directly at Christine, Janelle, and Meri. "I've been painted as the villain for years," she told host Sukanya Krishnan. "But the truth is, some of the things the other wives said and did made it impossible for the family to stay together. I didn't break this family. They didn't just walk away," Robyn said softly but firmly. "They made sure the door was slammed behind them." Her words landed heavy. For nearly 4 years, Robyn Brown has carried the public blame for Kody's emotional distance from Christine, Janelle, and Meri. Fans and former sister wives alike painted her as the woman who took everything and left nothing behind. The story that Robyn monopolized Kody became almost gospel in the Sister Wives universe. But during Sunday's Tell-All, Robyn finally pushed back. "They wanted out," she said. Christine had been planning her exit for years. Janelle emotionally checked out long before she physically left. And Meri had one foot out the door since 2015. Then, she added the line that silenced the room. "I was the only one still trying to hold the plural family together." But you can't force people to stay when they've already left in their hearts. The studio audience could be heard gasping when Robyn revealed text messages from 2021 and 2022 that had never aired before. In one message, Christine allegedly wrote in the group chat, "I'm done pretending. This isn't the life I want anymore." This was months before Christine publicly told Kody she was leaving. Janelle, appearing remotely, did not hold back. "Robyn conveniently forgets that Kody stopped showing up for me and my kids during COVID," she said. "He chose one household over the others. We all saw it. Don't rewrite history now that the Coyote Pass money is split and everyone's moving on." Meri, who has mostly stayed neutral in recent seasons, finally spoke up too. "I stayed loyal for decades after the catfishing scandal," she said quietly. "I begged for scraps of attention. If anyone was trying, it was me. Robyn got the full husband. The rest of us got part-time Kody at best." For once, Kody sat almost silent. But near the end, he finally spoke. "I take responsibility for my part," he admitted. "I got angry. I pulled away. But I also felt abandoned first. When 3 out of 4 wives stop believing in plural marriage, what am I supposed to do? Fight alone?" Robyn then claimed that certain choices by the departing wives poisoned trust long before the land was sold. Christine selling her Flagstaff home without family consultation. Janelle refusing to continue shared expenses after 2021. "Every time we tried to move forward," Robyn said, her voice cracking, "someone was already planning their exit strategy. I'm not saying I'm perfect," she added. "I'm saying I wasn't the only one making choices that hurt this family." Social media exploded. For the first time in years, #Team Robyn began trending. At the same time, thousands accused her of blaming the victims. Christine, who did not attend part 2 in person, posted a calm but firm statement on Instagram. "I left a marriage that was no longer serving me or my children. That's not tearing a family apart. That's choosing peace. I wish Robyn and Kody well. Truly." As season 19 closes, the picture is clear. Coyote Pass is gone. The money is divided. The plural family is no more. What remains is Kody, Robyn, their younger children, and occasional visits from Truly and Savannah. 7 years after leaving Las Vegas with dreams of one united household, the Browns now live as 5 separate families. And the blame game is still very much alive. And just when it seemed the story couldn't get more painful, another voice from the family stepped forward. Leon, Kody's estranged transgender child, would soon unleash words that stunned even longtime fans. The cracks in the Brown family are growing deeper. Kody Brown's estranged transgender child, Leon, returned to social media after nearly a year of silence and did not hold back. In a series of raw Instagram stories posted on November 25th, 2025, the 30-year-old writer, who uses they-them pronouns, delivered a heartbreaking and furious message about their father. "He is a liar. He is a joke of a father. That's all." Those words spread quickly across Sister Wives fan spaces, lighting up forums and social media within hours. Leon's outburst was sparked by a clip from a recent season 19 episode. In it, Kody, now monogamously married to Robyn, told cameras during a therapy scene, "I've reached out to every one of my children." Multiple times. The moment was meant to show regret and reflection. Leon saw it as fiction. Breaking their silence, Leon posted a black screen with white text and wrote, "I'm breaking my social media hiatus for one reason. There's a ridiculous video of my father going around where he says he reaches out to his children. Let me be very clear. I have not heard from that man since my brother killed himself." That sentence hit like a thunderclap. Leon was referring to the tragic death of their half-brother Garrison Brown in March 2024, a loss that devastated the already fractured family and briefly brought everyone together for his funeral in Provo, Utah. Leon continued, "He ignored me at Garrison's funeral, wouldn't look at me, wouldn't speak to me." They described standing among grieving siblings while feeling completely invisible to the one person who should have been present as a parent. Leon, a Westminster College graduate and Substack writer, first came out as lesbian in 2017 and later affirmed their transgender identity in 2022. Their words weren't just anger, they were exhaustion. Years of silence, distance, and unresolved pain poured out in a few short posts. And Leon is not alone. Their experience echoes similar feelings from other adult brown children. Christine's daughters, Truly and Aspen, have both publicly distanced themselves from Kody. Insiders say Kody's one-house rule during COVID, prioritizing Robyn's home, was the final emotional break for many of the kids, long before the marriages officially ended. Leon's spouse, Audrey, quickly supported the post, commenting simply, verifiably not true, directly challenging Kody's claim of outreach. On social media, #TeamLeon briefly trended. One user wrote, "Leon just spoke for every brown kid who's been gaslit for years. Kody's redemption arc is officially over." Others defended Kody, pointing to his conservative religious background and discomfort navigating Leon's transition. But even then, Meri has consistently stood by Leon, publicly writing in 2022, "I love you no matter what." Leon's words arrived during what many fans call the most emotionally honest season of Sister Wives yet, a season already filled with land sales, broken promises, and uncomfortable truths. While Kody continues his media appearances and insists he's tried to reconnect, Leon's voice tells a very different story. And perhaps the most painful part? Not the anger, not even the accusations, but the quiet truth beneath it all, that a child still wants to be seen by a parent who no longer feels present. 2015 to 2017, Meri's catfishing scandal shook the foundation of the family. Trust cracked. Around the same time, Leon came out as lesbian. Kody's conservative beliefs struggled to meet Leon's truth, and the emotional distance quietly began. 2020 to 2021, the pandemic changed everything. Kody isolated almost entirely with Robyn, leaving the other households feeling abandoned. Christine later described this period as the final proof of emotional neglect. Soon after, she walked away. June 2022, Leon publicly shared their transgender identity on Instagram. "I'm non-binary. My pronouns are they/them." The post was clear, brave, and deeply personal. Kody, however, remained publicly silent. March 2024, the family suffered its greatest loss. Garrison's death shattered what little unity remained. Kody attended the funeral, but according to Leon, he offered no comfort to them. No words, no acknowledgement, just absence inside a room full of grief. November 2025, a season 19 episode aired. Within 48 hours, Leon broke a year-long social media silence, one they had spent focusing on writing, healing, and therapy, to finally speak. At the same time, Janelle and Christine pushed back against Robyn's suggestion that the ex-wives poisoned Kody's image with his kids. "I'm tired of being blamed for how his kids feel about him," Christine said. "That's his responsibility." Meri, now thriving in her own space, stayed mostly quiet on the newest drama, but previously told Us Weekly, "Parenting in plural is tough." But love doesn't come with conditions. Kody declined to comment through representatives. A source close to him said he feels heartbroken, but blames misunderstandings made worse by reality TV. Robyn suggested therapy as a bridge. "Maybe a neutral third party could help," she said. But Leon's words made it clear. The gap is no longer a crack. It's a canyon. Years of perceived favoritism, financial confusion, emotional silence, and, for Leon, an undercurrent of unspoken rejection. And this story isn't just about one family. It mirrors the evolution of Sister Wives itself, from the hopeful promise of polygamy to its painful unraveling. Over 19 seasons, the show made millions while slowly exposing the cost of trying to hold too many hearts together with too little honesty. Leon's voice adds something the show rarely explored: queer identity inside a rigid faith culture. Through their Substack, Queer in Here, Leon writes about recovery, identity, and survival. Many fans now believe a future memoir could rival the show itself in emotional impact. As the tell-all continues, Part 3, airing November 30th, 2025, more truths are expected to surface. For Kody, once the self-styled cool polygamous dad, being called a joke of a father cuts deep as he settles into Utah mansion life with Robyn. For Leon, speaking out isn't cruelty. It's closure. It's reclaiming a story they believe was taken from them long ago. The Brown family saga reminds us of a hard truth about reality television. Sometimes the same spotlight that builds a legacy also exposes everything it destroys. Whether this moment leads to healing or seals the divide forever, one thing is certain: Leon is done staying quiet. Garrison Brown, the 25-year-old son of Kody and Janelle Brown, died by suicide in March 2024. He was remembered as kind, curious, and full of quiet strength, qualities that stood in painful contrast to the growing turmoil inside his family. His funeral should have been a moment of shared grief, a space for healing. Instead, it reopened wounds that had never truly closed. Leon Brown, Kody's child with his first wife Meri, later broke a long self-imposed social media silence to respond to a season 19 episode of Sister Wives that aired on November 23, 2025. In that episode, Kody claimed he was trying to reconnect with his estranged children and was even open to therapy. Leon's response was raw. "Let me be very clear," they wrote. "I have not heard from that man since my brother killed himself." Then came the words that shook the fandom. "He blew me off at Garrison's funeral. He is a liar. He is a joke of a father." That's all. Leon didn't describe the moment in detail, but the message was clear. They felt deliberately ignored, whether it was a turned shoulder, a missed acknowledgement, or total avoidance. Leon experienced it as rejection at the most vulnerable moment imaginable. For many fans, this wasn't shocking. It felt like the final chapter of a story that had been building for years, one shaped by favoritism, emotional distance, and a family slowly unraveling. Online, the reaction was immediate. Reddit users began circulating photos from the funeral. One image drew particular attention: Kody and Robyn seated in the front row, Kody's hand resting on Robyn's knee, while Janelle, Garrison's mother, sat nearby, visibly broken with grief. Janelle's children should have been sitting beside her, one post read. Instead, she was alone. Another comment captured what many were feeling: Kody hates his ex-wives more than he loves his own children. That's the real tragedy. To critics, the seating choice symbolized everything that had gone wrong: divided loyalties, misplaced priorities, and a man who once preached family unity now appearing emotionally detached from his own grieving children. Janelle herself has spoken openly about the consequences. In recent interviews, she revealed that her daughter Madison "Maddie" Brush hasn't spoken to Kody in 2 to 3 years. Not because of one argument, but because, in Maddie's words, he simply stopped showing interest in her life. And that, perhaps, is what hurts the most. Not loud fights, not dramatic exits, but quiet absence. A father slowly fading out of his children's emotional lives. For Leon, the funeral wasn't just about losing a brother. It was about realizing they had already lost a father. Janelle explained it simply and painfully. She stopped telling Kody what was happening in Maddie's life because he had stopped showing interest. No calls, no curiosity, no effort. Over time, silence became easier than disappointment. Maddie's eventual relocation, Janelle says, was shaped by that same emotional distance. It wasn't just about geography. It was about choosing peace over waiting for attention that never came. Even Kody's social media quietly reflects the divide. He follows only a small group of his children: Hunter, Paydon, Isabel, Logan, Aurora, Mikelty, Brianna, and Savannah. He does not follow Leon. Yet, he still follows Garrison's now inactive account, a quiet, haunting reminder of the son he lost and the relationship he never fully repaired. On screen, Kody's reflections only deepen the controversy. During the episode, he tearfully recalled sharing a beer with Garrison shortly before his death. "At least I got a beer with Garrison the last time we ate together," he said, his voice shaking, comparing it to regrets he carried about his own father. But Janelle's reaction, an uncomfortable, almost disbelieving laugh when he spoke about reaching out to his kids, told a very different story. To her, his words didn't match his actions. While Kody continues therapy scenes with Robyn, many viewers feel his behavior at the funeral showed a deeper refusal to face the pain he's caused. One Reddit comment captured it best: "The kids feel his rejection." All of them feel it in different ways, but they feel it. And it's devastating to have a parent who simply doesn't care. This moment arrives as Sister Wives moves into its 20th season, with the story shifting away from polygamy itself and toward grief, accountability, and the emotional wreckage left behind. Meri and Christine have largely found peace in new chapters, but the children, Leon, Maddie, and others, are now speaking louder than ever, asking for honesty instead of carefully edited regret. For many viewers, this is no longer about one funeral moment. It's about a pattern. A father whose choices, silence, and emotional distance have left wounds that no amount of television therapy can undo. The Brown family story continues, not as a fairy tale of plural love, but as a raw reflection of what happens when responsibility is avoided and pain goes unspoken. And as Leon's words continue to echo, "He is a liar," fans are left with one haunting question: will Kody ever truly step up? Or will this outrage simply fade into another unanswered silence?